after once it started recording.
What up, world? Welcome back to another classic episode, man. This is the Cloud Chronicles, aka the People's Podcast, your favorite new podcast on the dial, man. We got a special edition of the show here. I would like to introduce you to the Cloud Kickback. This is where I'll be doing special Zoom or Skype meetings with friends and people from abroad, due to the travel restrictions and COVID and things of that nature. So you'll be getting the same Cloud Chronicles material, just in a different format. So appreciate you rocking with us another episode. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe. Thank you for rocking with us. All right, I'm joined today here by a special friend, guest from all the way from Pakistan. My friend's name is Muaaz. So I would like everybody to welcome him to the show. Clap up one time for Muaaz. Bombs dropping everywhere, just boom, explosions all over the place. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm all good, all good. Pleasure to be here, man. What's up?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great, man. I'm glad you could join me. I had a great time on your podcast last week, man. Looking forward to that dropping on the 1st. Glad I could get you on here, man, to on the Cloud, the inaugural episode of the Cloud Kickback. So I'm
Wow,
glad you could be there, and so I appreciate
awesome,
that.
awesome.
All right, man. So I got a few questions here. First of all, I want you to introduce yourself to everyone. Tell them your name, tell them about your podcast, and what it's about.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. And my name, as you just mentioned, is Muhammad Muaaz, and my channel name is basically named after my second name. So it's named as Muaaz Rahi. Rahi is my pen name. I am into writing, and I write with the pen name of Rahi. Rahi means traveler in
Okay.
English. So basically, it's a mix of something. With respect to the channel, I started podcast earlier this year to talk about personal and professional development. So that's the basic mantra that I want to talk about things that usually are taboo to discuss, or people usually don't quite often discuss,
Right.
online. So that
Right.
was my basic mantra, something that helps people for their personal and professional development rather than something that's funny and so it's more of a serious stuff, but it's
Mhm.
something that's you're gonna get benefit out of it. So
Right.
that's the key
Right.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, mine is I'm geared a little bit more toward the laugh sides, and but I enjoy your podcast, man. More podcasts like yours need to be out there. Um, not everybody has a big sense of humor, and some people need it brought to them in a more serious format. And
Yep.
that's certainly what you do with your podcast.
Agreed.
Um, right. So what motivated you? You froze up.
Yep.
Okay, there you back. Hear me?
Yep.
Okay. What I was asking is, what made you want to get into podcasting?
Okay, so here's the story. I started podcast actually back in 2018. That was
Mhm.
the time when things were pretty normal in the
Right,
entire
right,
world, and
right.
it was my first podcast. That was basically, it was a physical interaction with one of my friends. I called the guy over my home, and we had a little chit chat on the topic of family. Then basically from that point on, I gave it a break, and then COVID happened. And when
Right.
COVID ha- and when COVID happened, I was once invited by one of the HRIR personnel, and he wanted me to talk about emotional intelligence topic.
Uh-huh.
And that was a Facebook live session. So
Mhm.
when I was invited, I was like, I was, based on that emotional intelligence topic, I was there talking in a live session for more than an hour, and
Right.
that got me there. That hey, I can talk. Why shouldn't I be bringing in people who can talk?
Mhm.
And if they're expert in their field. I should be bringing them in and asking them things, and we'll be discussing some serious discussion. So that ultimately, since I did it back in 2018 and
Mhm.
2019, actually, so again, with this COVID thing, I started doing it online, and fortunate enough, I got connected with people not just here in Pakistan, but
Mhm.
from all around the world. So as I mentioned, you were like my 10th international guest.
Right, right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. You doing your
awesome.
thing with the international people, man. Let me think. Well, hey, congratulations. You are officially my first international guest on the show. So we're gonna clap it
Oh,
up for that.
please, please,
One
please.
time for the Cloud Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you, man. Sincerely, we appreciate you on the show, man.
Thank you so much
So
for
yeah, man,
having.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about stuff like that.
Can you repeat the question?
Oh yeah, okay. I thought it froze up. Yeah, no problem, no problem. So we're gonna just basically, I want to know about your creation method. Like, what do you like to do when you're creating? How do you go about it? Do you like to go for a jog before? Does that get the thought? What gets your thoughts percolating when it's time to write up a show?
Okay, so basically, first thing is with respect to the creation process, it starts with finalizing our topic and a guest. And once it's decided, I simply just record it. And that editing thing, it's usually done on weekends. So weekend is free, kind of a relax. So what I
Right,
do is I usually, I edit all my podcasts usually in a bulk session, and I do it on either Saturdays or Sundays. That's it. No jogging, no music, nothing else. I know my weekends are free a bit, so that's why I can edit as many as I want to.
right, right. I hear you. I how you were talking about like weekends, like I usually like Sunday is my just day of rest. You know what I mean? Like I try just kind of do whatever I want to do that day. You might be video games or movies or just whatever. Just kind of like take my mind off of trying to figure out what's next with the show or the brand or whatever. But yeah, you got to take that time, man, because it's
Yeah. So
exhausting.
definitely. So for me, that topics and guest list, this thing is usually done. Like I usually work in my area, in weekdays. So at that point of time, I have my smartphone in my hand and I have the notes on. So
Right,
on that, I'm constantly walking and noting, which would topics I should be
right,
having, which guest is in line, what's remaining,
right.
what's been done, and where do I stand. So it's basically done while I'm walking, and that's how I plan.
Yeah, so you do throw a little bit of exercise in there. You're taking
Agreed.
notes.
Agreed to that.
Yeah, yeah. If the weather is nice, man. If the weather's nice. Um, so some of your so how long did you say you've been doing your podcast has been going?
So basically, this online thing started back in May.
May.
So like now it's December.
Mhm.
So more than like 6 months or so.
Right,
So so far so good.
right, right. Um, do you have any of like what podcasts would you say like if you were going to tell people about your podcast, what would you is there one out right now that you would kind of compare it to? Like it's something like this, if just to kind of give them an idea of what to be expecting.
What should be expecting is something if you want to take something good for your own self.
Hmm.
So this is my channel, just to
Right,
push you up and just to give you a right direction. And that's something that's worth listening because it's me who actually, trying to bring in those people who actually have some expertise in their, topic which we have decided. So ultimately, You're gonna listen some really good, informative, thoughtful, thought-provoking content from someone who's been there in the field for quite some years. So ultimately,
Right.
this is something that's gonna benefit you.
Yeah. So you got seasoned professionals.
Yep, exactly, exactly.
Right.
Or about that. Not
Right.
celebrities, but professionals.
Right. Hey, we need more professionals and a little less celebrities, if you ask me, man. So that's cool. That's cool. I love your movement, man. I like what you got going, man. And you definitely keep that going on, man. So I have some other questions that are non-podcast related.
Sure.
I do want to know: Are you a fan of films?
Yep, not too much, but I used to watch films back during my education time. But I don't like now. All my interest is more about recording podcasts. So these are my
Mhm.
current instead of watching films. So
Right, right.
let's
So, okay, let me ask you something. What would you, let's say someone came to you and said, "Hey, I'm looking to start a podcast." What would you tell them? What would be the first? Look, give me like some, few things you would tell a beginner about starting a podcast.
first have to clear the intent. You have to be clear about the intent, why you actually want to do it. But ultimately, if it's something that's for fun, I still say just do it. And you know those Facebook groups where people are constantly asking it, I want to start it, I want to start it, any things, and things like that, some advices. So whenever I see those
Hmm.
posts, I always comment that just get it going. So whether you're
Nice,
doing it
just
for
do it.
like fun, yeah, exactly. Just go for it. Whether you got equipment, you don't have any gear, you don't have any camera, you don't have like professional setup, just
Hmm.
start,
Right.
and ultimately you learn and you'll enjoy it,
Yeah.
all the
I mean,
experience.
I agree with you, man, because I think honestly that is what kept me from getting mine off the ground right when I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
was like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. And I think that's the misconception that a lot of people have. Like, if you have a phone, you're good. You can pretty much do it. If
true.
you have a smartphone,
True,
you're
true that, true
yeah,
that. So the other day I was exploring, the
yeah,
Anchor application, and
right,
it's as simple as that. That you can start recording your podcast just by sitting on the chair, or laying on your back.
right,
It's
yeah,
as simple as that.
right. Like you
Like
can literally,
seriously, literally, man.
yeah, like you
What
were
if
saying, you can literally just get on Anchor and hit record, and your at first episode is like right there, and you're on a platform, and your
bam?
your your feet in the
You,
water.
yeah, you're there.
Yeah, yeah. So I think yeah, man. I think a lot. I think you're right, man. You hit that on the head. I think a lot of people, man, they just need to just do it. And I mean, I know you've probably. I mean, I count like with me and you, we were having some technical difficulties earlier.
Yep.
With anything extra that you do, you're gonna hit some road bumps, so to speak. So you just got to get in there and go, and stuff you don't know, research, and network with people, you know. So
Networking is important for sure.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. So who are some of your favorite guests that you've had, or one of your favorite guests that you've had on the show?
So basically, nationally, there were a few people, and the topic actually, I remember it was more about, positivity, positive lifestyle, and, something about gratitude. So these were some local, Pakistani people here.
Right.
And with respect to the international guest, I remember there were a few for when one was on traveling, and that was fun.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
was my first international guest, and the
Uh,
lady visited 35 plus nations, so it was all traveling stories, and
oh my
literally,
God.
I was I was just listening to the traveling stories, and
Uh,
I literally enjoyed it a lot. And quite later on, I had something on law of attraction that's
mm-hmm,
actually quite
mm-hmm.
connected to me, And that was one positive discussion I had. And not to miss the last one I had with you, future of
Right,
podcasting. So that's
right, right,
also
right. Well, I
quite
appreciate
interesting.
that. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, that law of attraction stuff, man. A friend of mine, 10 years ago, sent me a link on The Secret, and
Mhm.
I believe I can't remember. It was like a half-hour video, maybe something like that, and just completely, how people say, well, it changed my life. Like it really changed. Like it wasn't like I didn't know or hadn't heard what they were talking about, but it was just like having, like you said, the seasoned professionals, like, and hearing so many like testimonies about it and everything. And, I already knew that, the power of positivity and what you think and everything. Like if you go in thinking like, I played sports. If I go in thinking I'm going to lose type
Yeah,
mentality. So yeah, man,
agree to that. That manifestation things and all, it's real. It's just like real
I
thing
agree.
for sure.
Hmm. Yeah. So I'm sure you kind of had thoughts and manifested like you saw what you're doing now before you started doing it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I remember this. I actually got connected with one of the coaches,
Uh,
and so guess what he asked me? He was like,
Talking about a life coach, right?
I yeah, what?
One of the life coaches.
Yeah, one of the life coaches.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this, yeah. So basically, when I was approaching international guests. So
Hmm.
one of them was the life coach who actually asked me that, just to check your motivation, I will meet you when you will be at your 50th podcast. And I was like, challenge accepted. I'll meet you when I'll be at 50. Guess what happened? When I recorded my 25th podcast, I
Uh-huh.
just, get back
Right.
to the guy and I was like, hey, I'm halfway there.
Yeah.
So
See
you
you
better be
soon.
ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
happy, buddy. Yeah. Did I lose you?
no.
Okay. I thought you froze up. Yeah. I thought you had froze up. Sorry.
No, all good.
Hello.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I thought I lost you there. I think it paused a little bit on my end. You're good now. I can
There
see
was a
you.
pause.
Okay, it was. It
You're good.
wasn't just me. Okay. Sorry, everybody out there. The Cloud Tribe out there. The Cloud community. Um, we are. We're really far apart. We are really far apart. So, you know, you know how it is with these apps. Sometimes there's a bit of lag. So y'all just bear with us. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. On this episode too, man. So, is there anything you got you're working on, any projects you're working on, or is there anything you want to like tell the fans to look forward to coming from your show?
Yeah, sure. So for 2021, I got some plans and I aim to start book reviews on my channel. So currently I'm in search of some people who are actually interested in, reviewing books on my channel. So if anyone from your audience or my audience is interested, definitely they can contact. So
Oh,
that's a new thing I want to introduce in my channel. So I'll be starting book reviews. I'll be bringing people and we'll discuss one specific book with one guest.
okay, yeah, that sounds good, man. Definitely. Hey, and everybody out there, if you book reviews is what you're looking for, right? You want to do book reviews? Okay, yeah. So if you're interested in that, I will have my man's link down here in the video description, so you can reach out to him or me, and I'll reach out to him for you and put you connected with him. So definitely looking forward to that, man. All right. So I know it's getting late out there, man. Before I let you go, is there anything else that you want to share with us? Just definitely, I want you to tell the people where to find your podcast and your social media handles that you'd like to put out there.
Okay, sure. So mainly my podcast is released by YouTube.
Mhm.
So I'll definitely share my channel link with you, but it's named not as I mentioned on Muaaz Rahi. So Muaazrahi, Muaaz Rahi. It's
Mhm.
YouTube channel. Then I have my Instagram handle and my Twitter handle. Facebook page I haven't created, but you can contact me on Facebook as well.
Right. Right. Okay, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, man. So, well, I want to say I really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's getting late out there. Um, Apologize about technical difficulties earlier, man. Um, yeah, thank you. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being on the show today. My first international guest. I'm super hyped. I can't wait to get this video edited and posted. I will put all your links in the description too, man. Definitely want to funnel some people your way.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Pleasure to talking to you again. It was so nice to be on your show. All the
Anytime.
very best.
Hey, you're welcome back, man. So next time you come on the show, we'll talk about something like that we both got a mutual interest in, and other than
Definitely.
podcasting. We'll
Definitely. Definitely.
All right, everybody. That's going to be it, man. Thank you all for joining us on the inaugural episode of the Cloud Kickback. My man Muhammad blessing us today with his presence. Big shout out to him again. Bap, 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 bap. Big shout out to him for
Thank
showing up
you.
today, man. I appreciate that.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate.
Page, man. Many blessings.
All the
Everyone,
best.
smash Chronicles. Subscribe to Muaz, his podcast and his YouTube channel. Please, as always, like I like to say at the end of the videos, take care of yourself. Mental health is real. If you take care of this, it'll take care of you. Tell somebody you love them. This is the Cloud Chronicles. All right, we're going to keep bringing these episodes to you. Thank you for rocking with us. Peace, love, and good vibes. I'll see everybody later. Peace.